Hi everyone, my name is Reva Gupta and I'm a senior advisor at the White House Initiative on Asian Americans and Pacific Islanders. Immigration is a part of every AAPI's personal story. I am the daughter of Indian immigrants who came to the United States in the 1960s. My father came to study and my mother came after they had had an arranged marriage. My siblings and I were born here and my parents naturalized in the late 1970s. We are a nation of immigrants. But what does this mean for Asian Americans and Pacific Islanders? It tends to mean a deep but often neglected history of immigration. Though Asians have been coming to the United States since the 16th century, stories of the first Filipino communities in Morro Bay or New Orleans, or the Chinese who came to California to work in the gold mines and on the railroads, or Indian Sikhs who came to work in California farms, are frequently forgotten in mainstream U.S. history textbooks. Ellis Island is commonly associated with the immigrant experience. However, Angel Island in San Francisco, where the majority of Asian immigrants arrived, is often a footnote. And still, as immigration continues to enrich the cultural and economic landscape of American society, many may be surprised to know that China and India are now the largest source countries for annual immigration to this country. Indeed, we are a nation of immigrants, and Asian Americans and Pacific Islanders are deeply woven into this fabric. Today, 41 million immigrants call America home. Of that, nearly 12 million, or almost 30%, were born in Asia. There are 8.8 million immigrants eligible to naturalize, of which at least 1.4 million hail from Asian and Pacific Islander countries. And of the 11 million undocumented immigrants in the United States, around 1.5 million of these are from Asian and Pacific Islander countries. But there is also much to say about our immigrant future. By mid-century, Asians are projected to become the largest immigrant group in the country. Nearly 4 out of every 10 who come to the United States are expected to be Asian. Given the history of exclusion laws and denial of naturalization rights to those who are not deemed Caucasian, the growth of AAPIs in America represents a historic shift and makes clear just how far we have come. Laws such as these, coupled with events such as the forced removal and mass incarceration of the Japanese Americans during World War II, caused AAPIs to feel like perpetual foreigners in their own country. And change did not come easily. It was literally fought for. It took legal battles where Asians and Pacific Islanders argued for their rights as Americans. It took fighting and dying alongside the United States during World War II for Chinese exclusion to end, and it took a broader civil rights movement to dismantle the national origins quota system. Immigration continues to impact our communities, and sadly, the immigration system is in desperate need of reform. It will take collective efforts to uplift how immigration continues to contribute to that which makes America great. This starts by fixing our broken immigration system. As Congress has stalled on moving immigration reform forward, President Obama stepped in and used his executive authority. In 2012, the President announced the Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals Program, DACA, which has provided temporary relief from deportation and work authorization. As of this filming, over 700,000 undocumented youth who were brought to this country as children have been granted DACA. While there are eligible DACA beneficiaries from all Asian and Pacific Islander countries, the 4 communities that have the largest eligible populations for DACA are Indian, Chinese, Filipino, and Korean. Currently, however, only 13% of all those who are eligible in the API community have applied and received DACA. In her video, Saida discusses some of the barriers for APIs in requesting DACA. In addition to dealing with stereotypes of what it means to be undocumented, these barriers also include shame and fear of coming out about being undocumented for individuals and their families. However, surveys of those with DACA have shown that many have found jobs with better pay, which is translated into helping their families financially. They have found jobs that better fit their education and training and are now pursuing educational opportunities they previously could not. DACA-mentored individuals have time and again expressed their appreciation for the program and for the opportunities and doors that have opened for them by having DACA. But something must be done about the disproportionate low enrollment rate of APIs in DACA. We at YLD are working hard to increase enrollment in DACA, including hosting a Twitter town hall with USCIS in May. In addition to creating DACA in 2012, the President has continued to work within his constitutional authority to take steps to fix our broken immigration system. This includes prioritizing immigration enforcement efforts on national security threats, serious criminals, and recent border crossers, not hard-working undocumented immigrants and their families who have established roots in this country. This also includes making legal immigration work in more common-sense ways. For example, by reducing family separation for those waiting to obtain legal permanent resident status, by providing work authorization to the spouses of H-1B workers who meet certain requirements, and by allowing certain family members of Filipino World War II veterans to be paroled into the United States. These efforts will allow individuals to be reunited with their family members while they wait for their visa to come through. To help contextualize this, under the current immigration system, some sons and daughters of U.S. citizens who live in the Philippines have to wait 22 years before being able to legally immigrate to the United States. The President has also created a task force on new Americans to facilitate the process of immigrant and refugee integration, encouraging local municipalities to be welcoming communities, and launching a citizenship public awareness campaign in order to encourage eligible immigrants to become American citizens. All of these efforts are critically important to the well-being of AAPI communities around the country. President Obama noted during a naturalization ceremony, "As of today, your story is forever woven into the larger story of this nation. You have a demanding and rewarding task ahead of you, and that is the hard work of active citizenship. You have rights and responsibilities, and now you have to help us write the next great chapter in America's history." AAPIs have not only played an important role in America's immigrant past, but we are an integral part of America's immigrant present and future. Thank you for taking time to learn more about immigration. I want to invite all of you to join us in May for a DACA Twitter Town Hall. Please stay tuned for more information about the event.